right, so let's do example number 2 now. Example number 2 is right here. This one is interesting because when I cross multiply, particularly across this one diagonal here, I'm going to have x plus 3 times x minus 2. So that results in something interesting. The other side is more straightforward. The other diagonal is more straightforward. 8 times 3. I'm going to just go straight ahead and do that multiplication and make that 24. But the interesting part is this left-hand side here. So we have to multiply those two diagonals. And the only way to multiply those two diagonals is to use the box method. So I'm going to do that off to the side here. So x plus 3, x minus 2. We'll do the box method. So this will be x squared. This will be minus 2x. This will be 3x. And this will be negative 6. So if I put that all together, I end up with x squared. 3x minus 2x. That's going to be a positive 1x minus 6. So my left-hand side becomes x squared plus 1x minus 6 equals 24. Okay, so notice, like I said in the lesson notes, this is now a quadratic. So we have to go through the steps of solving a quadratic, which means I need to make it so that it is set equal to 0. So to do that, I'm going to subtract 24 from both sides. So this will become 0. Negative 6 minus 24, that's going to be negative 30, and then everything else is going to drop down. So this will become x squared plus 1x minus 30 equals 0. Again, you could factor. You could also use the quadratic formula. I'm going to factor. Okay, so remember, this is a 1x. So factoring, remember, I'm going to do the add, multiply thing. Okay, so what adds up to positive 1 and multiplies to negative 30? That's going to be, let's see, negative 6 and positive 5. That won't work. If I switch that and make it positive 6 and negative 5, does that work? 6 plus negative 5 is positive 1, and 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. So that indeed works. So the factored form is going to be x plus 6, x minus 5. I can now go ahead and set both of those equal to 0 and solve for x. So this quadratic will have two solutions. Okay, so x plus 6 equals 0. That's going to give us x equals negative 6 as one of my solutions. X minus 5 equals 0. That's going to be x equals 5 as my other solution. If you had chosen to use the quadratic formula, you should have end up with the same two solutions, negative 6 and positive 5. So to recap in this example, I cross-multiplied. When I cross-multiplied, I ended up with a quadratic. So I had to set it equal to 0. I had to rewrite it so that it was set equal to 0. And in this case, I chose to factor and ended up with solutions of x equals negative 6 and x equals positive 5.